Boom. What up? Sweet, sweet. What's going down? Cool, cool. All right, so let's see. Who we got up in here? Antoinette, Gavin, B. Dubsky, Brett, Gavin, Brock, Brian. What up, what up, what up? Can you guys hear me all right? Robbie, what up, guys? Fred. Big Feist, about time? What do you mean about time? Big Feist already talking smack. Oh my God, here goes Mel. She's going to work out down in the little workout room, so hopefully nothing goes wrong tonight because she's not going to be with us. We can hear you. Good, good, good. Well, what's been going down? How's everybody's weekend? How about the holidays? It is Labor Day. People had the day off today, chilling. I know a lot of people around here went and rode today. There was one of the local tracks open, Adrenaline. Actually didn't go out there today. What? V-Dust said I was out riding at Deegan's compound this morning. What? That is cool. V-Dusky made it out to Deegan's house. That's cool. Well, that's pretty sweet. Oh, then I woke up. I guess I could have kept reading. Well, what up, David, Brock, everybody? Cool, cool. Nathan. Everybody's up in here. Hear that? Hear what? Mel saying, ticking noise? Oh, that's you guys sending comments. Let me figure out how to turn that down. All right. It should be good now. Sorry. That was every time one of you guys commented it or left them. Yeah, it's out now. What up, DK? But as I was saying, I didn't go out and ride today because I actually, one of my buddies is going to let me come hunt on a piece of property he has out in Missouri. So I actually went out and shot my crossbow today. And, mouse clowning. Got to shoot the crossbow. And I was just getting ready, checking out a couple spots he has on his property. And I'm going to go do some fall bow. So we're going to wait a little bit, let it cool down because it's still pretty hot out here. So maybe in October, November, go out there and see if we get some deer. So I grew up hunting with my dad, and I always did shotgun season. And then Big Feist started doing hunting with his crossbow. He actually upgraded, got a new one. So then he decided to send me his old one as a gift. And since I got it, I never had a chance to hunt with it. So moved out to the Midwest, and the deer here are way better in Jersey. So I'm like, I got to find a spot to hunt. So finally, I have a friend who's going to let me come hunt with him. So looking forward to that here in the next couple months. But yeah, so it's fun. Cruised around big 200. They had two ranches, an 80-acre ranch, and then another 200-acre ranch. And we were cruising around today. Dude has like 20 spots set up out there, so it was pretty sweet. But yeah, so we got the trail cam set up today and everything. Got to shoot the bow. Now we're gonna, so now we're gonna keep shooting, make sure I got my shot on point. But I felt pretty good today, and then we'll hit it. So let's see, we got Eric Deeds up in here, V-Dub, got some RFMX merch. Yeah, V-Dub always repping. Yeah, thank you for supporting the merch. Dub's always on it. But other than that, man, I made it home. Came home from the little whatever the heck I was doing out there with the bow hunt. So I made it home to watch the races. So what you guys think of the races? You guys feeling it? I missed the first 250 moto and then was able to catch the first 450 and then the second motos. So it worked out pretty good. Or I got there just at the second moto, but pretty sweet. Cincerello, Hampshire with the overall. Very cool to see him win. Big Fight said, how's those chiggers? I did get some jiggers. I seen them crawling all over me when I got out of the woods today. And I was like, I stripped down. I ripped my socks off, took my shoes off, took my shirt off. I was like, if you don't know what chiggers are, you got to be from like either the Midwest or East Coast. I grew up with them. They're back in Jersey too. But if you're from like the West Coast where it's dry, like you don't get those things out there. But those things suck. You don't want them. But I'm starting to itch. So, but I thought I'd try to pick most of them off me. They're like little mini baby ticks. You don't want to get them. But yeah, so watch the second motos. I see Brock saying he haven't watched the second Motos yet. So, I mean, I'm sure you've seen, everybody sees social media. Cinderella got the overall in the 450 and Hampshire in the 250. But it was good racing. I'm going to rewatch the 250 first Moto because Mel said it was like the best race of the day. So, probably watch that after we hang out here. So, we'll kick it here for an hour. I recognize everybody in here, so most of you guys are new, or most of you guys aren't new. Everybody's been here before, but just in case somebody snuck in and is brand new, the way we do this every Monday night. Call it Moto Mondays. We hang out, talk about moto stuff, ask questions. You ask any questions you want. Mostly, moto related, bike setup, whatever, riding tips, anything you want to do, training, but whatever. If you got other questions too, it's all good. You want to find out any information on anything I got going on as far as my motocross classes and merch, just go to Ronnie Faisst and Max.com. Everything's up on the site. September 19th class. I know Brian's coming. Brian's on here right now. He's in here. And I think he went out and rode today, dude. How was it out there? But Brian's coming to the next class, September 19th. It is full. We only had a couple spots left, and it just filled up. I think yesterday or the day before the last spot got taken. But the next class, you guys are first to know. I haven't told anybody the date yet because I have it picked out, but I was hoping to get like the green light from Grain Valley to say that I could do this date. But I'm hoping it's going to be October 17th. Let me double check to make sure I'm not giving you the wrong date. But I believe that's the date, October 17th. Yeah, Saturday, October 17th. Grain Valley is where I want to do it, but I just need to get the okay from the track owners that they're open that weekend or don't have anything going on and they're open for me to do the class there. If not, most likely it'll be back at the Baser track in Kansas. So it's going to be in the Midwest. So the date's not on the site yet. You guys are the first one to even hear the date, but I will get it up on the site. So if anybody's in the area and interested in coming out to that, I'll do a post on it real soon. But you guys first here, October 17th will be the next one after the one coming up here in September in a few weeks. Yeah, so Brian's pumped. He's excited about September 19th. Me too. So looking forward to working with him out there. Super cool dude. We get to hang out at the local tracks to see him a bunch. And so let's see Eric Davis. Yeah, Eric Davis always comes out every week or every month and comes out and shoots photos for me and stuff. So pumped he's always out there with us. But anyway, so the way we do it, like I said, it's we just do the question marks. Just so when I like to scroll to the back of the top of the comments and I just work my way down. So if you got a question, just throw the question marks up so I can just kind of find you easy from some of the comments and stuff. But yeah, we'll jump right in and we'll hang out for an hour or so and talk about it. But if anybody has any comments about the race today or questions about any of that, like just what's kind of going on in the moto world, there's a 2-week break now because they just did the Saturday Monday race, and now there's going to be a 2-week break. And where is the next race? Who knows where the next race is? I heard them announce it today and I can't remember. So all right, so I went too far up. What up, DK? So I'm going to start looking for some questions, but you guys can start sending them in. If you know where the next race is, let us know, because I know there's a 2-week break and then it's coming. All right, so I went way too far back. Now I'm just scrolling. All right, so we got Chase here. Here's the first one I see. Let's get Chase up here. So what up, Chase? He says, what was your favorite Krusty tour? I would say favorite Krusty tour was the Australian tours, and all the years of them too. I probably couldn't pull out. I don't know if I would have a favorite year, but we went down there for we went there at least 6 times and toured the Krusty tour there. But they were the best Krusty tours. I mean, obviously that's where they started, and that's where most of them were. They did bring them here to the U.S., but the U.S. Krusty tour did not compare to the Australian Krusty tour, only because the Australian fans are just super pumped. They don't get to see the American riders all the time. So when we come there, they're super pumped. Like we sold out all the shows, 20,000, 50,000 plus stadiums every single time we did a show. So there was a sellout right in front of a sellout crowd. And if anyone's ever been to Australia, the Australians are hyped. They get pumped and they get loud, they get rowdy, and it was nuts. It was, sometimes you've seen the videos. Sometimes they're flipping cars over, setting cars on fire. Like, they tear stuff up. They'd like to drink and get loose. But those tours were fun. They're probably the best Krusty tours ever. were the ones in Australia, 100%. Crazy times. And that's everybody was young and getting loose back then. So it was crazy. Good memories, though. Let's see here. I'm just going to keep on scrolling. All right, here we go. Let's get DK up here. He said, did you ever ride quads? Just picked, but a YZF. So I actually didn't know. I grew up riding three-wheelers, to be honest. See, look, I'm itching. The chiggers are on me, dude. I grew up riding three-wheelers, to be honest with you. So probably if the quads were out when I was younger, I probably would have rode them. But when I was young, there was only three-wheelers. So I started on a 70 Honda three-wheeler, and then I got a 110 three-wheeler. Then I got my first dirt bike, was an XR80. So I kind of missed the whole quad thing. And then once I got on the dirt bikes, obviously I got on quads and rode quads. But once I was a dirt bike rider and then would jump on a quad and ride one, too many wheels for me. Like the dirt bike, in my opinion, you can just get so many more places. It's way easier to jump. It's just easier to control, and I have more fun on a dirt bike, so that's why I continue to ride dirt bikes. But quads are fun. I gotta get this out of the way so I can get your comments down. But I always goof around. Big Feist has a hunting quad. I always like to goof around on it when I go back home to Jersey and stuff. So if we ever find some land out here, we'll probably get one. Keep it on the property. But let's get Gavin up here. But just to go back to your question, just picked but a YZ. I'm thinking you meant to say just picked up a YZ or a YFZ 450. So I'm assuming that's a quad. So sweet, man. Have fun on that bad boy. Yeah. All right, let's keep it cracking here. We got Gavin. Gavin, let's see what Gavin says. He said, hey, Ronnie. He says, I have a question. If you had chose a bike other than a Husky, what would it be? To be honest with you, it would be a toss-up between a Honda and a Cowie, just because they're the other two bikes that when I had both of those bikes, I really liked them. So I might go with the Honda just because I like the red. And I know everybody's been on here before. I like the Honda Geico look. I think that looks really good. I wear Shift. I wear Fox and Shift. And I like the red bikes with the Shift and Fox. And Hondas are good. Just rode Twitches a couple months ago. Super good bike. But I did like my Cowie a lot. So both of those bikes are probably my two toss-ups. But I think if I had a choice, I probably would go Honda. I grew up riding Honda. Rode Honda the majority of my career. Rode Honda, like my dad was a Honda guy. So every three-wheeler, every single bike. I didn't have another bike until I turned pro. And I actually rode Suzuki in 1996. And that was... I bought that bike, I think. I don't think my dad bought it. He's a Honda guy. So the Hondas are good. You can't really go wrong with Honda. All right, so we got Brock here. He says, how do you explain to your wife that you want to keep racing at age 32? I don't know. Tell her to just say, hey, we're going racing this weekend. Get in the truck. Let's go. I don't know. The funny thing is I'm 43 and I've been kind of kicking around the idea of going back to racing and stuff just for fun. Hit up some local races, and Mel surprisingly was pumped about it. She was like, "Yeah, I think you should go hit it." So I don't know. I think tell her you just love riding and you want to go have some fun and have some racing. And to see if she comes out. The funny thing is that Mel was hyped to come to the races, but she will not come out to practice with me. Like every time she's she'll do it like once in a while. She'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna come watch you ride. And then she gets there and she's like, I should have stayed home. This sucks. She gets all bored. But it's funny that she's wanting to come out to the races and hang out. But I don't know, dude. Just tell her jump in the van and roll out. Take her out to the race to see if she has some fun. All right, yeah, so Brian's just looking at his comment. Eric, Brock from Millville. I'm thinking this is Millville, New Jersey, maybe. Little shout out from the Jersey crew. All right, I'm gonna pop this up too. So let's chase again. Should a top 5 B class 85 rider hit a 55-foot step up with a 20-foot gap hard pack? All right, now let me break this down. Should a top 5 B 85, so he's a top 5 amateur rider in the 85 class, hit a 55-foot step up 55-foot step up with a 20-foot gap, hard pack. I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I mean, like I could watch someone ride and then look at the jump and tell you if they should be jumping that jump or not. But when I like, kind of hard just going off of like, I would think B class is fast these days. I would think a B class rider could jump a 55-foot step. Well, 20-foot gap's not that big. 55-foot step is just going to mean it's going to steep lip. I would assume, yes. I would think that'd be no problem just because of the local B class or the Loretta Lynn B class, you know, because that's another question too, because it depends what local class you're at too, because maybe you're in a state where the local B class is so-so, but the national B class rips. So I would say yes all day to that. But it's kind of hard to go off of without seeing people ride what their ability is, but it's easy. I can watch people and know if they should be jumping a jump or not. I'll be like, you're not ready for that, or like, dude, you can jump that, no problem. So, but I would think if you're top 5 in a good B class, you should be able to pull that off. Even on an 85 for sure. I would say so. I would say yes. But be careful, dude. Know your limits. Don't do anything dumb. All right, so Big Feist is laughing about something. I don't know what he thinks is so funny. My dad. If anybody that hasn't met Big Feist yet. Oh, he's got crabs. He's laughing. He's laughing about my chiggers. He said looking like Smokey and Debo. This is a good one here. These are just funny comments. He said you're looking like Smokey and Debo's pitching coop. Oh, we got... Wait, I thought that was our one buddy, because he got the same name, but I think he has a different last name, so. All right, so here's Brian. Is that Nye? Is this Nye from New Jersey? Because I don't know his last name, and I feel like good talk. Is it? If it is, give us the thumbs up, because that's our buddy from Jersey, but I'm not sure, and I know that's his first name, but maybe it's a different dude. I just want to mix people up. He said, yo, what up? He sounds Jersey. Yo, what up? All right, so we got Brian up here. So he just purchased a set of new foot pegs wider. Should this help me with balance? I have a size 14. Yeah, so Brian does have a big foot. I've already, like I said, been out to the track with Brian, helped him out a little bit. Just when we were out there together. He's a big dude. Brian's big, strong guy. He's got big feet for sure. No, wider pegs for sure. It's going to be good. It's going to help you with balance. Anytime you get a wider, sharper foot peg, I don't think you can go wrong. Just don't go, like, I've seen people weld extensions on their foot pegs. Don't go crazy with the super extensions and make your foot pegs like these big, crazy bricks. They don't need to be like that. If you get wider foot pegs, just buy the aftermarket, pro circuit foot pegs, or another, like, don't go crazy wide, because they don't need to be that wide. I've seen some, I'm like, they don't even look like foot pegs. They look like platforms. But yes, it's going to help you for sure. It's going to help you with balance. It's going to help you keeping your feet on the pegs. The aftermarket ones are usually sharper and keep you from slipping your foot off. So good purchase for sure. All right, so we get David up here. He says, best first bike, 250F or 450? I think depending on your size, I always, depending on how big you are, but obviously the 250F is a more mellow bike. It's not going to have, obviously the torque is a 450, so it's an easier bike to ride, but you got to remember, because it's not as aggressive as a 450, and that means you got to ride it way harder to make it perform on the level, like to get close to what you can do on the 450. You can ride a 450 at a much, more relaxed, laid back, because it has so much torque. You don't have to work to get through some of the rhythm sections, to get through over the jumps. It just has a lot. You can let the motor kind of do a lot of work for you. On the 250, it's kind of like a 125. You got to keep it up in the R's, like keep that thing going to get the motor behind you to get through the rhythm sections and that type of stuff. So just know that you're gonna have to ride a 250 harder. But sometimes people appreciate that if they're just getting started, because it doesn't scare them. The 450 can intimidate a lot of people because it does have so much torque. So, and like I said, the size depends too. If you're a super big dude, you might want to be on a 450 even if you're just getting started. But if you're a smaller guy, maybe a 250 might be a better option for sure. So let's see. I love 450 though. I rode a 350 a couple months ago when I went to Cali. And I know, like right off the bat, I went out there and tried to ride it like my 450, and I was coming up shorter and everything. And I was like, whoa, dude, I'm like, you got to ride this more like a 250F than a 450. So I prefer the 450 just because I like the extra torque. It just has so much power. It's very easy to get through anything on the track. All right, so let's get to Robert here. He says, no more two-stroke. And yeah, I haven't rode two-stroke since 2000. I think 12. 2012 is when I switched. So it's been a long time since I've got off with two-strokes. So yeah, been on 4-strokes for a while now. Hondas are always nice. I agree, Gavin, saying that. Have chiggers here. V-Dub's got the chiggers down. Yeah, they stink, dude. Nail polish. That's true. This is a true statement. I'll put this up here. It's a good tip. If you get chiggers, nail polish. This is true. That's what I used to do in Jersey growing up. I would go play in the woods and get chiggers all over me. Just smother them with the clear nail polish. Otherwise, you're going to have pink dots all over your ankles. All right, so... All right, here's a good one. Let's see. Tony's got a little freestyle one here. It says, hey, what up? Ronnie says, does shaving your seat help with throwing better whips? I would say no. I don't think it would help with throwing better whips. I was just reading the beginning of your question, and I was thinking it was to have to do with doing freestyle tricks. Whips, I don't think. No, you're going to, like, either can... Whips take time. So here's the thing. When you work on whips, you're going to have to work on them for a while to get them good. They take time, and you got to work on them all the time. And I don't think if you have I'll just say this. I prefer a tall seat. And I think anyone who's been a freestyle guy who's rode with cut seats would say they prefer doing whips, seat-bound whips, with a tall seat versus a freestyle seat. Because you can get under the bike more with a seat-bound whip than you can with a regular whip. So if you watch Best Whip this year, every single one of those dudes will be sitting down off that lip. And when you sit down off the lip with a freestyle seat that's, a little inch tall, you can feel your butt kind of getting into the subframe a little bit. So it's a lot more comfortable to do a seat bounce whip with a full seat. So I prefer a tall seat on whips. But if I had a freestyle seat on or a tall seat on, it's not going to make my whip get any better. It's really up to me on how confident I am at carving that lip. It's really about got to get that carve. You got to commit on the lip to get under the whip. Once you get out there, you only can do so much. It's like the flip. You got to flip the ramp. It's the same thing. You got to carve the lip and commit. Watching slow-mo, some of those dudes, they're already coming off the lip and they're committed. Same thing when you see guys scrubbing it. They're already laying down way before they come off the top of the jump. It starts early. So same thing with the whip. So let's get V-Dub up here again. He says, happy anniversary to Moon. You and Mel, he says, trying to do a super chat. It comes coming up as fail to send. Huh? I don't know that. Well, I appreciate you always trying to, or always hooking us up, V-Dub. No worries. I don't know why it would do that. But thank you for the happy anniversary. If you guys didn't know, yes, I probably should have said that in the update, or the briefing, whatever you want to call it, update, before we got started. Celebrate 4 years, me and Mel. September 3rd, so just last week, went out to dinner Saturday night, hung out downtown. We never go downtown KC. We always stay in our little town, so it was cool to just get out of here and do something different, so pretty cool. All right, so let's get Ryan up here. He says, are you still into the off-road truck racing at all? And I'm not now. I sold my truck when I moved to Kansas. It took about a year to sell. But yeah, I got nothing. I don't have anything in the off-road no more. So got into it, raced. I raced a few regional races when I first bought my first truck, and then we built a truck, and then we went on to race. We did 4 races one season and 5 races the next season in the Pro Light class at Lucas Oil. Man. And then that was it. Ended up, deciding to move to Kansas, and then we put the truck up for sale and sold it. Finally, it took a little bit of time, but super fun. Off-road was fun. It's like moto in a truck, but wasn't able to get up towards the front fast enough to keep the sponsorship dollars coming in. So once the sponsorship dollars were gone, that's a really expensive sport to do, and I wasn't willing to just drain my bank account trying to be a truck racer. So once sponsorship dollars were gone, truck was for sale. But fun, super fun. Would have been sweet to have a big budget and keep going. All right, so let's get Fred. He says, I've been training on my 250 two-stroke a lot. Saturday I rode my 450 for the first time in a month and feeling amazing. Do you think it's a bad idea to train on 2 different bikes? I mean, so I prefer being on like whatever bike I'm gonna compete on. I wanna practice on that bike. So to me, it would make more sense. Like if you're gonna race your 4-stroke, then you should practice on your 4-stroke. If you're gonna race your 2-stroke, then I would practice on your 2-stroke. And same thing. I don't know if you're racing or doing freestyle, because it just says just been training. But vice versa. If I'm gonna be riding the ramp on my 2-stroke, I wouldn't want to go just show up to the freestyle contest on my 4-stroke. I would prefer to be whatever one I'm going to compete with, that's the one I'm going to train with. So I would just make a decision and say, I mean, you can do both. If you're just riding for fun and it's all good and it doesn't bother you, but I'm just saying personally, I think it makes more sense to have 2 bikes, if you're going to have 2 bikes, if you can, and if you're going to have one for practice, one for competing, and I set them up identical. Same suspension, same gearing, same seat size, everything the same. So that bike feels exactly the same as the one. So your competition bike should just be like an upgraded as far as just feels fresher and newer and better than your bike you ride during the week. But you shouldn't get off your practice bike and get on your race bike or your competition bike and feel like, whoa, this is way different. That's why I think from going to 2 to the 4 would be a big that would be a big jump. So, but doesn't mean you can't do it. I would just make more sense, I think, to be on the one you're going to compete on. But if you're just, here's the deal, if you're just riding for fun, like I wouldn't mind, you know, I only have one bike at the moment, but I wouldn't mind if I had like wanted to have a 252 stroke to go ride sometimes, if like just for fun. I don't think it's bad to jump back and forth for fun, you know. I think, but I'm talking about as far as competing. If you're going to compete, I would make sure be on the one that you're going to be on the weekend all week. All right. So I was just reading a comment real quick, something about Vicky Golden. She is freestyle. Well, she's like I'm saying Vicky Golden's like a freestyle girl rider now. She's out there throwing down tricks. So Florida series for step ups. So for the step up. I don't know what the Florida series for the step up is. Fill us back in. Give us another comment and know what that is. I used to race Florida series, the winter series, for the step up, but step up sounds like freestyle to me, so I'm not 100% sure what Chase. Is that not? It is Nye. Yeah, look, he said it's me. So that's our boy, Big Nye. What's cracking, dude? He's our buddy from Jersey. Hangs out. Good family friend. Been friends with the family. Actually, Nye came out to X Games with my cousin, my Uncle Chuck, was Uncle Chuck there? I think my grandma was with you guys. So he came out. So him, my dad, my grandma, they all flew out together. My cousin came out to X Games. So good friend of the family. Cool to see Big Nye in here. Oh, look. V-Dub must have got it to work, dude. He's hooking it up. So V-Dub, throwing it in. Hey, thank you for the... I'll take Mel out for a second dinner now. V-Dub's hooking us up with the super chat for our anniversary. So Saturday night's date night with the wife now. We just put it on the schedule. We kind of been off schedule with it with all the COVID stuff when everything's been closed down. We're getting back after trying to go out to dinner with the wife every Saturday night. So we'll be sure to celebrate V-Dub. So big shout out to V-Dub. Thank you. Had to use my phone to send it. V-Dub is the man. We got another one here from Adam. Thank you, Adam. He says, hey, dude, God bless. I got my class a license. Where's Scummy? I'm thinking, oh, wait, is that me, Scummy? I think you're talking about, I got my class a license. Sometimes I don't know what people are talking about. I got my class a license. Where's Scummy? I'm thinking about you talking about maybe Morrison? He's in Cali hanging. That's the only Scummy I know. But thank you, dude, Adam. Big shout out to Adam for the and bless you too, brother. And I'm thinking maybe he's talking about Scummy's class, maybe, because Scummy does freestyle classes. All right, let's get Robert up here. He says, what's your best advice for someone that used to be fast and took 10 years off and is getting back on the track? I would just say, man, go in there and just have fun. Cruise, work your way up. But here's the thing, though. If you were good 10 years ago, you could take off 10 years. Moto is, you're going to most likely not going to be in the shape you were 10 years ago, but still, it's like riding a bicycle. You don't forget how to ride your dirt bike. You know how to ride a dirt bike and you rode all the time and you were good. You're going to get back on that and it's all going to start to click. Just start slow. Go out there, cruise a couple laps, 2-3 laps, have fun, and then go a little faster. If there's a couple jumps that you're not so sure about, just roll them for now. And then when you start feeling comfortable, then jump them. Don't go send it first lap and get hurt and be all bummed that you were all pumped to get back into it and got hurt too fast. But I would just say just have fun and cruise. And I guarantee you everything that you knew 10 years ago is going to start coming back like this. Because I've noticed that with injuries, and I would say the longest that I had to take off was 6 months. But you not touch a bike for 6 months, you're talking 10 years. You're like, okay, dude, you're talking 6 months. But I'm just saying, freestyle is the type of thing you need to do every day, muscle memory. So you go out and don't touch your bike for 6 months and you come back and you might feel a little rusty one first day, second day, but by the third day, it's like you never even got off your bike. So it comes back fast. That was my whole point. It comes back fast. You'll be fine, dude. 100%. Uh-oh. Mel's coming in.
Adam, the last guy on the super chat.
Uh-huh.
He got his Class A license.
Oh, Class A license.
Truck license.
Oh, it's your truck license. Okay. Well, good job. Congrats on the Class A license. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I mess up. I don't know what.
Baby.
All right, Mally's in here now. She came in. She's licking. You getting a shot? Hey, come say what up. Look. You look. You're a good girl. Yes. All right.
Are you keeping her in here? Oh,
she wants to hang. She likes hanging. You gonna hang? All right. You gotta go. All right, let's get Monroe up here. Another super chat. You guys are going big tonight, dude. Thank you for all the generosity. I do appreciate when people just show love like this. I don't expect it, but I do appreciate you guys being generous. So thank you. So, Big Monroe, whosoever. I had a whosoever shirt on today, too. That's cool. It's an old school one, too. He's from Mexico. So the homie from Mexico. Yeah, brother. We had some good times down in Mexico on the Nuclear Cowboy Tour. Got to go Mexico City. I feel like we went to one other city down there. Big Feist actually came down there with us too. Hung out. All right, so let's get Sue Ram. It says, how proud and surprised are you that Twitch found his way through the chaos to be so stable and successful, even if his talent is next level? Yeah, Twitch is cool. Dude, you know what? I love that dude. Twitch is like my brother, man. I've been seriously friends with him 20 years at least. And we've been super close for 20 years. Super good dude. Worked his butt off. Killed it in freestyle. And now it's cool to him to see him putting all of his energy into DBK, his clothing brand. And it's being super successful. It's doing really good. And I'm pumped for him. Pumped. He deserves it. The dude worked hard. I've known him. The dude worked. He was at my house. We rode every day. He worked for it. And built up a huge following. But here's the thing, Twitch is a real dude. The dude you see, that's Twitch. He's been like that. He's never changed. That's him. That's who he's always been, and I love him for it. And I think that's why he has such a loyal fan base, is because people just know that he's a real dude. And Twitch is a good dude too. He's a very generous guy. Helps out tons of people in his family. He's a super good dad. Like, Twitch is a good dude. Nothing but love and shout outs to Twitch all day for sure. So pumped. And he's still out there throwing it down. Twitch still rides, still getting after it, He's getting up there. He's like 4 years younger than me, so he's not much younger, but he's still doing it. I was just looking at V-Dubs. How about the whip it, lip it? I don't know, just reading some of your guys' comments. But yeah, the whip is all about the lip, getting it on the lip. All right, so what gear are you usually in when hitting a 75-foot freestyle ramp on a 450? So that's a good question. Second gear all day long. And you don't need to go is probably as fast as you think you need to go to jump a ramp on a 450 in second gear, but you do need to carry some momentum into it. Just come into it with some momentum, but don't come at that thing pinned in second gear. Cruising, you know, a little bit of momentum, and when you get to the base of the ramp and that front tire is about to touch that ramp, power through the ramp. Just roar up and power through the ramp, and you will be right in the ballpark. It's really not. I always, people just think you need to hit it faster than you. From my experience of watching people for the first time, most people think faster than they need to be. And on a 450, you can over jump it quick. So don't crawl it. I go pretty slow at the ramp. And the reason why, so I'll just kind of sneak this in there. Think about this. Freestyle and moto is different. Moto, you want to carry all your speed to the jump and then slow down, suck the jump up. And a lot of times you'll see guys chopping the throttle as they scrub and not powering off the ramp, letting the momentum that they created down the straightaway up to the ramp carry them over the jump and actually try to use their arms, leg to suck it up, turn the bike, scrub it, keep the bike low, get the tires back to the ground. So traction. Racers want traction. Freestyle is the exact opposite. We don't care about traction. We don't care about being on the ground. We actually want height. So what do? We go the exact opposite. We try to carry. We still got to carry enough speed in the ramp to jump the ramp, but we want to carry. We want to come into it at a almost the slowest pace that you can, but with enough to clear it, if that makes sense. So I want to go as slow as I can, but still fast enough to jump. And then I want to power. When I get to the ramp, I want to use all that suspension and all that power to boost me up. So I do the exact opposite. And try to get the bike to go whoop and get the pop. So I get as much hang time as possible. Gives me all that time to pop off my trick and then land. So freestyle, the technique of jumping a freestyle ramp and the technique that racers would use as far as trying to stay low and suck it up and carry speed towards it it's almost two different techniques for sure. But anyways, second gear, where you want to be, and I'm actually gonna try to I'm gonna try to do a YouTube video on that, how to jump a ramp properly on a 450, and so in the future, be checking on this channel. I know I talked about it a little bit last week, but we do have a guy helping us. But right now, he's brand new. He just started working with us, which we're super excited about. And he's doing both helping me here on this page. And if you guys don't know, I have another page with Mel, my wife's called Ronnie and Mel Ministries. It's all about our Christian faith. He's helping us with that. But he's just getting started. And we're trying to get into the rhythm of days that we can film with him, days he can edit, and what days we can post. But I have a whole list of things that I'm going to start pumping out. So once we kind of get in the groove, my goal is, I have it set that I film with him Thursdays with the moto stuff, Fridays with the ministry stuff, and then hopefully Tuesday will be our ministry posting, and then Thursdays will be our moto posting. So we'll do moto Mondays here, and then hopefully once we get on track, we're going to be doing Thursdays, and I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff talking about just a lot more how-to stuff, where I want to just give you guys tips on freestyle and on just riding in general. Good foundation, good fundamentals, good riding techniques. So super excited, but just give us a little bit of time to kind of get in our groove and let him find the rhythm of editing, because moto's brand new for him. He's more of a filmmaker and it's more cinematic type filmer, and he's used to filming people just talking and sitting down. So we're getting in the groove of doing some action stuff with him. So I'm excited, but it might take a little bit of a rhythm to get going here. But be on the lookout. That how to jump a ramp is on the list. That's why I brought it up, because I know I've already made the list of my videos I'm doing. Okay, sweet. I'm just looking. My question about step up. Oh wait. Yeah, let's look at Chase, because I think he's clarifying the question I didn't understand. My question about the step up. My position is top 5B in the Florida series. My question about Chase, I'm struggling tonight with your question, dude. My question about the step up. My position is top 5 in B. Oh, so he's basically saying, I think what he's saying is, should I bump up? Because right now I'm top 5B in the Florida series, which I think's good. Oh, I get it. Sorry, I got it now. The step up jump. All right, bro. I'm putting it together. It took me a couple seconds. Bump my head a lot, bro. A lot of concussions. So he's actually members with the question about the step up on the 85 and the 55 foot gap, or 55 foot step at 20 foot gap. And he's basically saying, I'm top 5 B rider in the Florida series. Bro, I think top 5 B rider in the Florida series is a fast class. So you shouldn't have a problem. I think you should be good, but know your limits. You know what I'm saying? No, stay within your boundaries. Don't do something that you shouldn't be doing. But I would think so, because that Florida series, if it's the same Florida series I raced, that Florida series was fast. Okay, so let's go to Adam here. So we got another super chat. So big, yeah, Trump 2020, make the liberals cry again. So Adam's hooking it up. That's too funny. So thank you for the super chat. Big Faisst, I like that one. He'll high five you. Sweet. That's too funny. All right, so here's a good one. Let's see. Let's get Anthony up here. He says, what do you recommend for eating, drinking between motos on race day for energy and to get ready for second motos? That's a good one. That's a good question. Yeah, because the thing is, on race day, everyone gets the race jitters, or any competition day. Anytime you're competing, you get a little nervous. So for me, I always had to eat light stuff. I didn't want to eat heavy stuff, so I liked fruits. I like tons of water, tons and tons of water. But I was more of a fruit type of person on competition day. Things that are life, eat fruits, eat vegetables. If you're going to eat something light. Don't go heavy. I mean, that's just my opinion. Is keep it light. If you're gonna try to get a little bit of protein in, do like a salad. Do a salad with a little bit of chicken in it. Do something light, because you don't want to get out there and cramp up. So and at the end of the day, like, I didn't have a big appetite on competition day due to the the nervousness and the jitters of competing. So I was never super hungry, but you got to eat stuff. Don't go through the day and not eat. Make sure you're putting something in your body. So I was always big on just fruits and waters, and there's you can do those protein bars and stuff, but just be careful on which ones you get, because some of them are full of sugar, but not all of them are bad. So I would take those ones all the time too. A little protein bar or some type of sometimes, I don't want to say energy bar, but you know what I'm saying, like a bar that you would get from like GNC or something. But find one that's not packed with sugar. Sugar's just gonna peak you up and drop you out. And you gotta, if you want to peak up before the race starts, and then you dry off before the second moto comes around, then you're gonna kind of be feeling, then you're gonna be feeling, down because of the sugar pop hit you too soon. But I think a salad with chicken in it's always good. Get some protein, get some veggies, and keep it light, and give yourself enough time to digest a little bit of that before you go out for those second motos. All right, so we got David here. He says, advice on building confidence on MX jumps and techniques. I think anytime you need to building confidence at the end of the day is really just a lot of seat time, is getting out there, getting on your bike. Anytime that you're on your bike and you're getting more and more comfortable, you're building confidence. And as far as jumping goes, you really just need to find a super safe jump. If you're at the, like, I don't know where you're living. If you're brand new, sometimes just even a single is fine. Like a small little single jump that you can just start to come off the jump in the right body position and just get out and jump out to the flats. That way you don't have to worry about hitting like a small double and coming up short and bucking and getting up. And even, I like tabletops, but singles sometimes can be safer as tabletops, because tabletops think, even though you can jump to the middle and then decide to go over it, but you still, if you land on the knuckle, sometimes I've seen people hit the knuckle, tense up and get sideways and then swap off the knuckle and then hit the mat. So I think sometimes if you're brand new, sometimes just find a single and then just start jumping, getting the bike level, and then I would go maybe find a nice little tabletop, and then same thing, jump it to the middle, and then if I don't like trying to go 3/4 on the tabletop, I jump it to the middle and then I jump it all the way. Because 3/4 is where you can catch that little buck. So I don't like trying to go, I'm going to land right before the landing and then I'll jump it the next time. Just middle, clear the thing, because you're safer in the middle than you are landing right before the knuckle, because you can get sometimes that little twist off of it. But tabletops are way safer than doubles. If you're a brand new jumper, I would always learn how to time all the tabletops before you start learning to time doubles. And then when you start working on doubles, work on small ones. Just find little ones that you can clear with confidence, and then you work up to the bigger ones and clear with confidence. Don't find the biggest jump on the track and the scariest one that's a big double and start there, because if you're not super comfortable jumping and you crash, it's just going to kill your confidence. And then you're going to have that mental game inside your head of like being scared to come up short or scared to overjump or whatever happened to the first time you tried it. So looking for a safe jump is a good way to build confidence when you're learning to jump. Find something easy. Okay, so let's get Adam up here. He says, what's you and your Christian channel called on YouTube? All right, it's called Ronnie and Mel. Ronnie and Mel, that's it. And our website's ronnieandmel.com. You can find anything on the website about us, but YouTube channel, everything's Ronnie and Mel. You can find us on Instagram, Ronnie and Mel. Facebook, Ronnie and Mel. ronnieandmel.com. But yeah, Ronnie and Mel is the channel. And like I said, Tuesdays we'll be posting on there. Just kind of getting back into the groove. And we do a live on there once a month. So we go live once a month, and then our goal is to post every Tuesday at some time. So yeah, go check it out, Adam. Bunch of cool stuff, and there's a bunch of free downloadable stuff, I believe, on our website. So if you go to the website, there's a whole like Bible for Beginners guide, prayer packet, relationship guide. There's all different types of free downloadable stuff. So if you guys need any of that, it's available on the site. You can check it out. Sweet. All right, so here's a good one. We got Tony. Oh wait. All right, yeah. Let's get Tony up here. So he says, what tire pressure are you running now? So I run, since I'm riding mostly the track, I run like 12.5, 13 right now. When I rode freestyle, I ran no less than 15. I always ran 15, 16, but I ran 15 most of the time on the ramp. The reason I used more on the ramp is because the less tire flex on the ramp actually made it easier to jump. It created less flex, so it actually gave you more distance. But on the track, here's the deal with tire pressure. Less pressure, more traction. More tire pressure, less traction. Because the tire gets harder, it's not going to have that flex in the wall to where it's going to want to bite the track more. So if you fill your tire up, you put more tire pressure in it on the track, the tire's going to want to slide more. And if you keep it lower, it's going to grip more. But the thing is, every track's different depending on dirt, and you just got to be careful of going too low and pinching tubes. So that's one thing. I never really run less than, I don't think I ever really run less than 12.5. 12 is probably the bare minimum I go. Some people might go lower than that, maybe, but I keep it on the safe side because I hate changing tubes. So I'm like, 12.5, 13 is usually pretty safe, and it works pretty good on most tracks, you know. So you figure if you're going to be on here's the deal. If you're going to be on a hard pack track, you might want to run a little bit on the lower side to get more traction. If you're going to be on a sand track, you could probably, you know, really, it's not going to affect you as much because you're in the sand, but you probably could even run a little or on the high side, and you wouldn't really notice. You notice more on the hard pack stuff. Because if you run a lot of air pressure on the hard pack, you'll be fishtailing everywhere, and your front end wants to push. So a little bit less in the front tire gets that sidewall to roll a little bit and bite. All right, so here, oatmeal and peanut butter. I'm down with that. I'm down with oatmeal and peanut butter. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a ton of green apples. I see a lot of people, oranges. I'm all about all that stuff. Like, dude, there's so many things. Like, dude, you can do toast and avocado. I eat that all the time. Toast and avocado is good. Like a good piece of toast. We get, Mel, what's that toast the bread we use? Use really healthy bread. She gets, is it David's bread or something? She knows. She'll post it up. But we get like a really healthy bread. We don't eat like cheap white bread. Like, get like a good real bread. But you do peanut butter on bread with a little bit of honey and bananas. I do that one all the time. That's a good little snack, you know. Avocado toast. I'm a big banana guy. I eat bananas all day long, and cherries. I grub cherries. Like, I get the whole bag and just grub cherries. So I'm like I said, I do that at home though. Like, it wouldn't be no different than if I was going to the track or if I'm here. That's how I eat at the house. I get those little oranges, the ones that peel real easy, those mini little things. Those oranges, cherries, and bananas is on my normal program all week. I'm just grubbing on those things as snacks. I'd rather eat that for snacks than other stuff. And the almonds, dude, that's another thing I eat a lot is almonds. Get just raw almonds and eat those things. They're super good for you. They're clean. That's another good deal. But there's tons of stuff. That's one thing maybe we'll try to come up with something cool and do some more. Maybe like we do with our Christian channel, we have some free downloadable stuff. Maybe we'll create some free downloadable, just like simple, like meal plan, basic, just to give you an idea. Like here's the basics, this is a good starting ground. Because you can get really into nutrition. Like weighing it all out, taking in, looking at what you weigh, it's a science. And all those dudes who are super into it, they have it down wired. You'll be like shredded, ripped, no body fat. I never got that into it, but you can. You can weigh your food out and you can know how many calories you need versus your weight, how much protein you need to bring in, that. You can get super into it. But I just try to eat as clean as I can and not go crazy with it. I was really, really good at it when I was training. All right. Training and competing. All right, so what do you set your rear sag at? I say 4 inches is probably, I think it's like 100 is it centimeters or millimeters? 100, it's 4 inches. Just do 4 inches. That's the easiest way. I go 4 for the rear sag on a big bike. I'm not 100% sure on the smaller bikes, but that's where I go. And you really can't go wrong with 4 inches. Good starting point. But that's important. So if you haven't set your sag on your bike, I encourage everybody to set your sag because it does affect the way the bike works. So you got stink butt bike like this. Is the bike's going to handle way different in the whoops than if your bike's riding like it should, a little bit down. And even the way the bike's going to want to go into the corners and set into the ruts and into turns. So that back end of the bike, if it's up to stink butt, or even if it's too low, if the thing's all clapped out, your front end's all way too high because it's got too much sag, and it's going to affect the way the bike works. So it's super easy and simple to set your sag. So, and I'm sure there's a ton of YouTube videos on that. If you don't know how to do it, it's pretty simple. You can probably find a video on that real easy. Yep, Mel's back.
I think that you forgot Dan Nicholson's super chat.
Did I miss something? Oh yeah, I missed the super chat. Sorry, Dan. Let me get this up here. See, that's why it's good to have. Yeah, she told me she was gonna work out and she wasn't gonna be here tonight. I'll be downstairs working out. I said, well, what happens if something goes wrong?
Well, and you're taking all the internet, so I can't.
All right. All right. So big shout out to Dan. He says, "Hey Ronnie, watching oh sweet from New Zealand." He says, "I should be working." I know, huh? Well, hey, thanks for hanging out, Dan, and thanks for the super chat all the way in New Zealand. New Zealand is a cool spot. Got a chance to go there with the Krusty guys and Seth and Bubba and all those dudes a long time ago. And it's seriously one of the most beautiful places I got to travel to. So, very cool country. Very pretty, dude. But thanks for hanging, dude. And skipping out on work. Now I probably missed I probably skipped a couple other people's questions because I was scrolling up and down. But if I missed your question, hopefully I didn't. But we got Tony. He says, last question. He says, I lost my job and I really want to dedicate myself to FMX. Where could I find a job to be able to ride every day in the SoCal area? Where could I find a job to be able to ride every day in the SoCal area? I mean, there's tons of work out there. I mean, when I first moved out there, I actually did construction. I used to work for Mike Metzger's dad, and I would work in the morning. Everyone's on construction. You know, you're getting up, crack of dawn, and you're going to work all day in the heat, and then try to be done by like 2, 3. But I would do that, and then I'd try to ride in the afternoon or do something in the afternoon. But that was the way I was able to still ride every day. It's just I had a job to where we started super early, and then I had the afternoons to where I could go ride and work on tricks and do that. So that's how I did it. But I would just look for a job that gives you the ability to still have time in your day, whether you can start work early or start work late, and gives you the ability to still get on your bike and go work on some tricks. And there's tons of stuff out there. I'm sure you won't have a problem finding work in SoCal. I mean, I know right now it is a little weird because I know California's been all kind of being dumb with the whole Corona deal. So it might not be what it normally is because I know a lot of things are shut down out there that should be open at this point. So, but I still think you could probably figure something out and get something going so you can still hit that ramp. All right, so he says, hey, Ron, remember the Mad Militia Tour in Sydney? What a night. Yeah, so he was obviously at one of our Krusty shores. So Big Bang's got to be from Australia. Yeah, the Krusty, so he's saying Mad Militia Tour. So, yeah, so all the tours over there were good. I don't think we've ever did a bad Australian tour. So anything we did in Australia was just off the charts just because everybody, they're just, the Australians get rowdy, dude. And they're just super, like, cool fans. They just, like, love you over there. So it's cool to go there and just be appreciated by everybody that's there. So we loved it. It was our favorite place. All right, so let's get Fred up here. All right, it says Vet 40B 252 stroke helps my corner speed and technique ability. 450 is for lazy days. All right, so yes, okay, 450 is for lazy day, but I find my skill and speed on my 450 getting better from riding mode. There you go. So he gets it. So his 250, he gets it. His 250 is a little bit more work, but it's helping him on his 450. Or he likes to be a little bit lazy on his 450. But he's saying from riding his 450, it's making him a better 250 rider. So, like I said, if it's working for him and he's able to ride two bikes, and because at the end of the day, it's not. I mean, I remember, when I was in the in-between stage, and like when you would be like an 80 rider and then you jump on and you ride the 125 and then you jump back to the 80. Like anytime you went from your 125 back to your 80 always felt like this like easy like bike you could just throw around, So if it's helping you in that way, and there's tons of kids that do that, 50s to 60s and stuff, and it's making you feel like the 250s, you're working a little bit and you're riding and get back on the 450, and then you get back on the 250 and you're like, oh, this thing's easy to ride now because you just rode the bigger bike, then if it works, then dude, hit it. I was just saying, as far as if I'm going to compete on a bike, I'm going to ride that same bike all week long. So when I get the competition, I'm not going, oh, this thing feels weird than what I practiced on all week. But I guess it can help. Yeah, the more I think about it, it's not a bad personal preference on a lot of things. All right, so let's see. It says building a freestyle setup in South Jersey. I say building a freestyle setup in South Jersey. What kind of dirt for a 16 by 14 foot landing? How many loads or yards? 10-foot deck on top right. I mean, 10-foot deck is big. Don't get me wrong. That's huge, but it's super safe. If you have the dirt to do it, do it. But at least make it big enough for a bike. I always say 10 foot because it gives you like a bike and a half. So if you have the dirt, do it for sure. Because you'll never be bummed that you have a big safe landing to learn tricks over. So, 16 foot high, 14 foot, or for either way. We were 16 foot wide, 14 foot high, I believe. So yeah, you got all the, and I think I have a video on all that. So you're right there. And someone else asked the same question, and I called Mickey Diamond and asked him how many yards of dirt. And I can't even remember off the top of my head, but I believe if you find that video, someone else was in the comments, and I think I responded to how many yards it was. I just can't remember off the top of my head what Mickey told me. But it's a lot. It's more dirt than you think. To build a 14 foot tall, 16 foot wide, big old 10 foot deck, it's way more dirt than you think. I just can't remember off the top of my head how many yards it is, but it's going to take more than you think. I know that. But yeah, you got the dimensions on point. And like I said, that is like the perfect freestyle. Like if you can't, you do the best you can. If you can't get it to those specs, do the best you can. It's just easier to have that big safe landing. And I think it's smarter if you're able to do it. But I wouldn't, if you're not able to do that, let it keep you from learning. Just know it's you're going to have a more technical jump to a landing to land on rather versus having a big safe one. It kind of makes it a little bit easier. When you have a big target to hit, it's easier to hit than a smaller one with no deck, razorback. Just makes things a little bit, you got to be more on point. That's all. All right, so we got Frankie here. He says, Just went to the track for the first time ever. It was humbling experience. Any tips to get better? New to bikes and even to the CVET class was fast for me. So I'm thinking he's 29 years old. 29 years old, brand new rider. He's riding the CVET class felt bad for him. So first time on the track, and any tips on getting better? I just know, like most people that are just getting started, from just my experience of watching beginners, most beginners are usually in the wrong position. So that's exactly why we're going to start creating. I would say, honestly, if you can get to a coach in your area, go find someone to help you. Because the thing is, if you start off on the wrong foot and you ride in the wrong body position from the beginning, which most beginners do, it's just natural. I did too. Mostly everybody does. If you don't have someone to tell you to get in the right spot, you will normally go into the wrong spot. And then once you do that for a long period of time, you develop that habit of being in the wrong spot, and then you finally get someone to say, hey, you're doing that wrong, you need to be here. It's so much harder to start to break them out of that old habit. You could tell someone all day long, hey, get your arms up, get your arms up, get your butt back. And they just naturally do it for a second, but then they'll go right back to what they're doing. They might do it, and it's like, it's really hard to break them out of it. You gotta stay on it. So that's what I'm saying. If you can get to coaching sooner, the better. But that's why we're going to be throwing up some of these riding tip videos to help guys like you who are just getting started, just on the basics. And we're going to talk about just where your butt should be, where your head should be, where your hands should be, where your feet should be on the pegs, just to get you guys. But as far as just a quick little tip as far as body position, learn how to ride on the balls of your feet from the beginning. It's all top pros are ride on the balls of your feet. So start with the balls of your feet. Start with just arms up and out. Try to rotate instead of holding on to a grip. Can you see my arms? Instead of holding on to your grips like this, try to rotate your hands out a hair. So you're not holding on to the grips directly straight. Your hands are rotated out like this. So that's going to develop this arms up and out away from your body. So try to keep your arms up and out away from your body. Try to grip with your feet and your lower parts of your leg, which are going to keep your knees tight to the bike. Try to let your hips rotate back, butt back. Keep your butt towards the back of the bike. Keep your head over the front of the bike. So your head should always kind of be controlling the front end of the bike, over top of the front end, and should be loose. Leave your arms up and out, but loose. And be on the balls of your feet. And then use your legs, strong legs, loose arms, to control the back of the bike and the lower part of the bike. And just start with that. And I'm sure as you scroll through Instagram, start looking at the photos of the best guys. You'll notice all the best guys are in that same position. Their head will be over the front end, arms are up and out. You'll notice their legs are close to the bike, and you notice their butts or their hips or back towards. That's just the basics. And you'll notice, try to stay on the balls of your feet as much as you can. But just start there and try to stay in and be loose. Try to keep those arms loose. A lot of beginners like to tense up and ride around the track like this. Like, you want your arms up and out, but you don't want to stay like this. You want to have the ability and the freedom to let your body move on the bike. I always say strong legs, loose arms. Try to control the bike with those lower legs. Your legs are stronger than your arms. So if you're trying to muscle the bike around with this upper body all the time, you're just going to pump up fast. You got bigger legs and you got bigger arms. Learn how to control down low and learn how to try to leave this a little bit more relaxed. Don't death grip the bars. You want to hold on to the bars, but you don't need to death grip them. That's how people pump fast. Holding on to the bars way too tight. Smooth is always fast. Looking ahead a little bit. All right. All right, so I think it's Frankie again. He said I got it. Wait. All right, so let me just have 0 bike experience, like an hour total on the bike. Is there any certain functions I need to know before I get a coach? Almost thinking maybe I don't even know enough to hire a coach. No, dude, I mean, if there's a coach in your area, dude, hook up with a coach for sure, because it's never going to harm you to have somebody who knows what they're talking about to get you in the right spot from right off the bat. But kind of just take a little bit of what I just said and try to get in that basic body position and start there. And you'll be fine, dude. Just get out there. Seat time. The more you get on your bike, the more you keep getting in the right position and doing things. It's muscle memory. You got to get your body, train your body to be in the right spot. And in the beginning, you're going to have to think about it. You're going to have to think, okay, I got to get my arms up. Oh, I got to grip with my legs. Oh, I got to make sure my hips are rotating back and not in. Don't allow your hips to rotate towards the bars. Allow your butt to push back. Hips in. You ever see somebody goon ride and they make fun of people? Where are their hips? Up towards the bars. That's goon. That's not good. That's bad. Hips back or butt back, however you want to say it. You let that back. That's how you get traction to the back end of the bike, control the lower end of the bike, but you stay forward with your head controlling the front end of the bike. So if you just start there and begin to ride around slow, you don't need to go out there and go bonsai. Just go slow and ride in good technique, balls of the feet. And like I said, think about it, think about it, think about it. And eventually you'll think about it so much and you've done it so much, now you don't need to think about it. I don't ride the track and think, oh, am I on the balls of my feet? Where's my head? I naturally will go to those places because through time and of years of riding, I've built up muscle memory that my body knows where it should be and sits in the right part of the seat and so on. But as you're learning, you kind of have to let your mind think through things until you've done it. It's repetition. Until you've done it enough that you get your mind out of the picture and you just naturally do it. It's like anything. It's like I grew up taking martial arts. When someone teaches you a set of patterns in a blocking system, you don't come out and just rip it wide open. You come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then you get that pattern down, and then you work it so much that it just starts to flow and pop. But at the beginning you think inside block, high block, out, low, inside, and then you run the rhythm wide open. But it's just the more you do it, the faster and the better you can do it, and you don't have to think about it. Same thing with tricks. You know, when you're learning a trick, you think, oh, I gotta grab my seat, I gotta duck my head, I gotta push. I gotta grab my seat, I gotta duck my head, and I gotta push. And you're thinking about all these different things that you need your body to do that trick. But then once you got the trick, you go, all you do is you turn the ring, you go, so I'm gonna do a seat grab, pop, pop. You don't think about all the little how-tos in between because you did it so many times. Same thing when you moto. Okay. All right, sweet. I'm went a little long already. I'm jibber-jabbering. It's already 8:07. So let me see. Let me get one by, did you ever jump? Do you ever go big, 180 foot? Yes. So I've filled in for Seth before. Me and Seth were roommates. Seth Enslow, Brett knows who he is, big Krusty dude. So I filled in for him back in the day and jumped 200 foot jumps, it was ramp to dirt, it wasn't ramp to ramp, but high speed 5th gear pin stuff, filling in for Seth. When he split his head open, me and him, I don't know what happened. But anyway. So yes, I have jumped big, and we had some big jumps out in Cali. 5th gear pin stuff that I hit back in the day. But, I don't know what I just hit. Alright, I got you back up. But anyway, let's wrap it up here. Let me maybe get one more. Anybody else? I'm just going to scroll. If I don't see one more. All right, let's just get this, and this is a good one. We'll end with this one. This is the last one I see, and then we'll wrap it up because I kind of went long. You guys got me talking about moto stuff, body position. I'll start getting into it. All right, so Big Bird, he says, is it better to tighten up your rebound or slow things down for big jumps? Now, this is obviously going to be personal preference, but I always say rebound you're always safe in the middle. But on freestyle, I actually ran mine a little bit on the slower side, so that would be tightening it up. So my bike reacted a little bit slower. So that way when I hit the jump and I wanted to get into my trick, my bike wasn't like, won't, because if you have a fast rebound, obviously the bike's going to react more. So I didn't want the bike having this fast reaction because I wanted to have time to get into my trick. So I actually slowed mine down for freestyle, which on big jumps, I don't think it would hurt you to have it a little bit on the slower side. But here's the thing, don't tighten it up too much because it packs and then it has no life to it. So don't make it to where your bike goes and it doesn't come back. You need the thing to have some life. Always start in the middle, and then maybe if you want to slow it down a hair, just go a couple clicks clockwise. But don't go too crazy with it. You need your bike to have life. There's a reason why the rebound's there. So don't crank it all the way in. All right, cool. So we got another super chat here. So big thanks to Adam. He said your wife needs to go or get off the internet, bro. All right, we'll let Mel go. We'll let Mel go work out. So thank all you guys again for hanging out here Monday, Monday nights. Oh, Mel's in. Did I miss something?
Well, no, I just remind Because, like, Frankie, like, just make sure he knows that RFMX, you take beginners and everything.
Yeah, so Frankie, if you're in the area, I mean, I don't know where you're at, but I do take beginners. Love to work with you if you're in the area. If you want to make the trip, we do train riders of all levels, all ages. So
We've had guys drive in from
yeah, we
Dakotas,
we get people to, you know.
Colorado.
Yeah, I think some people have drove 5 hours to come to we do a semi-private class. So all my classes are semi-private, 5 riders, 5 hours, come out for the day, and we go through everything. And I really focus a lot on fundamentals because at the end of the day, the best athletes are the people who master the basics. Strong basics, strong foundation, strong game, strong riding, strong racer, strong freestyle guy. You can ride anything. If you got good technique, you can ride anything. So we focus a lot on body position, basics, throttle, clutch control, everything that a new beginner needs to learn. All of us need to stay on top of our fundamentals. That's what I'm saying. You should never graduate from the fundamentals. You're never too good to work on the basics. So anyway, thanks for all for hanging. We love doing this with you guys. Sorry for going so long tonight. We'll be back next Monday. Hopefully, I'm really hoping I got a video up. I filmed one over a week ago. It's like I said, it's just taking a little bit more time. So hopefully I have something for you guys this week. If not, we're gonna be on track really quick here with a lot of cool videos for you guys. Mally's coming to say bye. Well, I don't know where she's at. All right, she's coming. Mel loves get Mally in the shot.
Because Big Feist wants to see.
Big Feist wants to see his grand dog.
The grand dog.
Hey, Josh. All right, Adam. Thanks, you guys. Oh, Melly,
Aww.
did you get to say what up? All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Much love. Have fun this week. Ride safe. Be smart. Flow like a pro. Peace out. You good girl.
Did you push in?
Mm-hmm.